Okay, so our next question, Jesse. Hello, Jesse. So with laws and regulations on information security, I'm interested in applying encryption to specific fields in tables and also general security of database applications on the web for SQL injection, XSS, etc. Applying a macro to every field is not the best way, as it's open to error if one field is omitted. Is there a way to build a parameterization? Oh, God, I hate having dyslexia. It's minor, but yes, it really makes a difference on some words. So this is the only thing holding me up from renewing my license. Well, Jesse, I hope I can help you with that. And of course, if you want to renew your license, you can reach out to me, and I'll also be happy to help you with that also. So if I come back into Scriptcase again, and here in Scriptcase, we have our security features. Okay, so here we can enable security as well as enable all of the various security options for cross-site scripting. So the XSS, basically, that's what that is. That's cross-site scripting. And basically, we can apply these in every single application. Now, ideally, what you want to do is when you start to create your project, which is why, you know, in some of my own videos over on my channel, Scriptcase by Jamie, I pretty much, you know, started the project that I started creating. And you have here all of your project settings. So you apply this typical things when you initially start your project, right? So you add the title and all of those things. Now, generally what you don't think of is setting the default values. So you've just created your project, you have your project properties. Well, yeah, it's just your description. It's a title. It's a couple of extra adjustments you can make in there. But your default values is really where you want to spend some time before you go and create your project. Now, ideally, of course, you have already created a few applications, have some idea of what you want to do or the output or outcome of, you know, what you want your applications to look like, the functions, the features, the capabilities, the layout of the menus, and everything else. Okay. So, you know, when you first create your project, and if you're starting off, for instance, then don't create your initial project straight away. Create a junk project just to experience what is available within Scriptcase, how you can create certain things, and what some of these features actually are. And then come here to the default values, and then here, you also have all of the security settings. So I can apply all of the default values for all of my applications that I create from that moment, okay? So if I generate a new application, it will have these default or common settings applied to the application. So that should really, well, stop, you know, resolve that issue that you're talking about there. Now, of course, if you have created your applications, which I imagine is the case, right? You don't want to start creating your project again. Then in that case, well, you do have up here the Express Edit, okay? So in Express Edit, I can go ahead and choose all applications. And then in here, I also have all of the options for all of the security settings or capabilities that are available within the Scriptcase applications. Now, it is important to note this applies to all of the apps created within Scriptcase. So if you create a blank application and you enable here, use and enable CSRF or session ID, cookie secure, whatever those features may be, it's available within the application. They are going to be enabled. Otherwise, if you use a blank application, for instance, some of these features may not be available. And in those cases, you will need to code that within your code, of course. That is the idea of the blank application. The same applies then also with the control application. Now, in general, all of the applications that you create, they are generally all secure. But when you, of course, create your own selects, then you will maybe want to sanitize and protect your data. Okay. And of course, that is then with those custom applications that you then create. Okay, so of course we have a solution page for that. So for some of that, I would generally use AES encrypt or decrypt, which is then of course on the database side. And with that, then that should also help you if need be. And of course you have encryption macros within Scriptcase. So if I come here again to Scriptcase again, so if I come here to the help or documentation manual that we have in here a load of macros. Also, that are then also available for security and that we can then also use within our applications. Now you see, there's nothing to do with the cross-site scripting and everything because that's all built into the apps themselves, okay? So this is just very basic macros that are there to help you with that. Okay, so I hope that answers that question, okay? And of course, we have the macros for the SQL injection protection, okay? That is also there. And we have also cross-site scripting features and everything all built into Scriptcase. So in general, I don't think you have to worry about that. You have the features and capabilities there. And if you create something yourself in a blank application, control application, then of course, in those cases, you will need to consider those.